Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really to throw you up.
Hello everybody, it's your girl Talia, and today I'm going to be doing a story time of my labor and delivery. So, where should I start? So, my due date was September 14th, and I went to the hospital September 8th. The night of September 8th, it was like 10 o'clock. I was telling my boyfriend I wasn't feeling right. I was feeling like pressure in my abdomen. And I was just like, I feel like we should go to the hospital. So he grabbed our stuff. We went to the ER. They admitted us into like a room just to evaluate me to see if I was in active labor or if I wasn't. So, the doctor comes in. She checks my cervix. And they were just saying that the baby's head was very, very low. So they were not going to send us home. So we were very excited. And then they admitted us into an actual birthing room. I get to the birthing room. I see, the baby bed and the baby warmer. And then it was just so surreal. So I was all excited. And then people come in. I got blood work done, of course. IV hooked up. And I was just sitting there chilling. That night, I kept asking when I can get the epidural. I kept asking, when can I get the epidural? When can I get the epidural? Because I went to the hospital September 8th, which was Sunday night. But I was cramping for at least 3 days already. So when I was admitted to the hospital September 8th, that night I started having more cramps. So I'm just like, I don't know if this is labor. Like, I don't want to wait too late and then not be able to get anything. So I kept asking. They're like, you can't get an epidural until you get dilated. So when they checked me, they said I was 0 centimeters dilated. So I'm just like, I'm admitted into this room. I'm 0 centimeters dilated. And I'm supposed to have this baby? Like, how? So that night, they gave me some Pitocin. The Pitocin was supposed to help me contract so my body could try to dilate on its own. That night, I woke up. They said I was 0 centimeters. So the very next day, which was Monday, they gave me a suppository to insert up my parts, and that was supposed to help soften my cervix so it can open up. So they put that in there, and I'm just waiting. I'm waiting, and it's supposed to soften on my cervix so I can dilate. So that morning when I woke up, my doctor said I can eat before they put the suppository in. So I had breakfast, and then after they put the suppository in, I was on a liquid diet. So I can only eat broth, jello, applesauce, water. I couldn't really eat any real food. So that day passed by. I was contracting the whole day. So they decided to give me some fentanyl. So while I was contracting, they were giving me fentanyl to ease the pain. And I just remember the fentanyl, it was making me feel like. So the first time I had it, they had like a piece on my IV to stick out. So whenever they needed to give me medication, they could just squeeze it into the IV without having to poke me. Because I already had like a IV hooked up for fluids. So they injected the IV with the fentanyl, and then it just instantly hit me. And I just started to feel loopy. And I will insert a clip so y'all can see how I was feeling off the fentanyl. He looked real stressed the whole movie.
Do the squirrel?
But how? Who put a squirrel in Antarctica? How is he alive? So after they gave me the fentanyl, I was supposed to ease my pain. That put me to sleep actually. So I remember getting fentanyl, then I just fell asleep. I woke up at around 6 a.m. having to pee, The nurses came in. They checked my cervix again. Said I was 0 centimeters. So at this point, I was frustrated. I was over it. I'm just like, I don't know what's happening. I was 39 weeks and 2 days at that point. I'm just like, how am I not dilated? So after that, they kept giving me Pitocin, and they gave me this other medication. I don't know the name of it, but they were giving me a whole bunch of medication to try to induce labor. So Monday passes by. Tuesday rolls around. At this point, I'm on another liquid diet. I'm in the bed. They're giving me fluids. They're giving me Pitocin. They're giving me fentanyl. They keep giving it to me. Keep giving it to me. That Tuesday night, I had a night nurse. She came in. She realized that the nurse before her, the day nurse, didn't have me on fluid for the whole entire day. So she's like, this could be the reason why, you haven't went into labor yet, because you're not on any type of fluids. So I met some really great nurses that made me just want to call them family, and I've met some terrible nurses while I was trying to give birth for those 3 days that I was in the hospital. And the nurse before my night nurse on Tuesday, which was the 10th, she didn't give me fluids. And then there was another nurse before her. I wake up one morning, Tuesday morning, and I guess she was trying to fix my IV because it was tangled up with the blood pressure cuff, and there was just a whole bunch of cords going on. And she's saying, I feel something wet. Mind you, the lights are off, so I don't see anything. Lights are off. It was early in the morning. I was asleep. My boyfriend was asleep. She comes around the bed. My boyfriend's on the other side of the bed. The side that she's seeing leaking is like where the bathroom is. She's like, I feel like there's something wet, like something leaking. She turns the light on, and it's my blood. My blood is all over the floor, just coming out. And I'm just looking like, ain't no way my blood is just pouring out on the floor like that all of a sudden. Because my boyfriend had just helped me use the bathroom 5 minutes before that. I was fine. There was no blood. Everything was good. She comes in, all of a sudden, my blood's just pouring on the floor. She's panicking. She's getting paper towels. She's telling the other student nurse to come help her. It was just too much going on. So some of the nurses, I don't think they knew what they were doing that well. But anyways, the night nurse from Tuesday, she gave me fluids. She was just talking to me. She was like, you're going to go into labor tonight. She was really trying to help me go into labor, because I was telling her I was in the hospital since Sunday night, and she was checking my cervix. Nobody could touch my cervix. Nobody could reach my cervix. It was just insane. Like how nobody knew how many centimeters I was dilated or anything. She reaches all the way back there. The most painful. I feel like that was like one of the worst pains. Them keep reaching up there to check my cervix, because everybody was trying to check it. Nobody could reach it. She checks it. She says nothing was dilated. She leaves the room. Boyfriend are chilling. I'm bouncing on the ball. I'm walking. I'm doing everything. Squatting, lunging. And then I fall asleep Tuesday night. And I wake up Wednesday morning at 1:42 a.m. And I had to pee really bad. So I got up and I told my boyfriend, I was like, hey, babe, I had to pee really bad, because like he's helping me because I was hooked up to all these wires. So I managed to hop up so fast. I grabbed my IV, pulled it to the bathroom because I had to pee that bad. But before I made it to the bathroom, there was just a warm gush down my leg. And I looked down, and it was like a cloudy, watery liquid. And in my head, I'm thinking, ain't no way my water just broke. Ain't no way. So I'm tapping him. He's just like, what happened? And I'm like, this fluid coming out of me. I don't know what it is. Like, because I was in denial that my water broke because I was in the hospital so long. So I go to the bathroom, like, it's probably nothing. I pee, come back, and I sit down and I call the nurse because I was concerned. So I called the nurse. The nurse comes rushing in, and then as she's coming in, she's looking up, and there's more water coming out. So I'm like, yeah, my water definitely broke. So from that point, my boyfriend calls my auntie, my grandma. They come rushing back to the hospital because they were there on and off for like the past 2 days, and my water hadn't broken and I wasn't dilated or anything. So they had left me back home. They had to come back that night because my water broke at like 1 a.m. on Wednesday. So when they came back, the doctor called the anesthesiologist in there, and he was giving me the epidural. And that nurse, her name was Kathy. She was so sweet. She came over there, and they're about to do the epidural. Mind you, I'm very nervous about this epidural because I'm just hearing so many crazy stories about the epidural, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So my main concern and my main focus is to just be still. But luckily, my anesthesiologist, he was very patient. He walked me through everything he was doing. He kept me relaxed. And then my nurse, Kathy, was sitting in front of me, so I was able to hug her and just squeeze her tight and just focus on the epidural. They were all talking. It was just relaxing. It was a great experience.
Like, oh, that was nothing. People actually say that the IV hurt more than the epidural.
No, wow. A lot of pushing it, it's kind of weird.
So he puts the catheter in my back. I feel sensations, but I don't necessarily feel pain. I just felt weird sensations going down my back and my spine, and I felt like something like here. Like I felt nerve. I felt like something was playing on my nerves basically, but I didn't feel pain. So he puts the epidural in, and then after that, I lean back and I'm waiting for it to work. Once he put the epidural in, I was really in my head like, wow, like I'm about to push this baby out. Like I cannot believe I'm about to push a human being out of mine. Like, wow. So I was a little bit emotional. Nobody knew I was emotional because it was just all in my head. It was just so much going on. But I was definitely emotional because I knew like she was gonna come fast. So he gives me the epidural, and I will insert a clip of the epidural. My boyfriend recorded that as well. But after the epidural, I went to sleep, and I woke up. I don't remember what time I woke up, but I woke up, and my nurse comes in and she's checking my cervix. She says, "You're 2 centimeters dilated." And I was like, okay. She leaves, comes back 10 minutes later. "You're 10 centimeters dilated." I was like, okay. I mean, not 10 centimeters. "You're 3 centimeters dilated." She leaves. She comes back, says I was 5 centimeters dilated. Man, you should come back and check every 10 minutes. But once I got to 5 centimeters, I jumped from 5 to 7 in like 3 minutes. So she had to come keep checking back, like faster each time. 5 to 7, then 7, jump straight to 10. I'm just like, wow. And I didn't feel none of it because I was numb from here down. I didn't feel my belly, I didn't feel my legs, I felt nothing. Before you know it, nurse comes in, she tells me to push. So basically, the pushing, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. It's just breathing exercises. So, she's saying push, I'm just going, just going like that, just pushing and pushing and pushing. And I wasn't aware of how hard I was pushing because I was numb. So I'm pushing. Then my doctor comes in eventually after like 3-4 pushes. My boyfriend's on my left side, he's holding one leg. My nurse is on the right side holding one leg. Then you got my doctor in the middle. And I'm just pushing. They're telling me that my daughter's head is just stuck. Like I'm pushing, she's going back up there. I'm pushing, she's going back up there. So every time I push, I'm asking my boyfriend, hey, is she coming out? Like, what's happening? He's just, encouraging me, saying, you got this, you're doing a great job. So everybody was very encouraging. My nurse, my boyfriend, my doctor. It was a great experience. I was really exhausted though, and I'm just pushing. I probably was pushing maybe an hour. They did have to snip me to open me up a little bit so her head can come out, because she was stuck there for so long. It was dangerous for her to be there for any longer. So they snipped me. She came out, and then I didn't feel her come out. I didn't feel getting cut. I didn't feel anything. All I know is I looked down and she's on my chest. My boyfriend was telling me that she was out, but like my brain wasn't comprehending. So she came out, they laid her on my chest, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, this is my baby. Like, it was just a lot. It was a lot. But I thank God that the delivery was safe. I thank God that I did not have to get a C-section. I thank God that my epidural worked. And that was one of the best days of my life. One of the best days of my life. So she was born at 1:47 p.m. So I went into labor at 1 a.m. had her at 1:47 p.m. on September 11th, 9/11/24. Due date was 9/14. So she was born 3 days early. But that is my labor and delivery story. I'm looking forward to doing more content, more story time. If y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop that in the comments. Stay tuned for more videos. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.